Good evening, guys. Guys, like I said, I'm gonna pop on here for a quick Q and A. I'm gonna get dedicate a little bit of the time. It is Friday evening, just gone 8:30 in the evening, and like I said, I'm gonna try to dedicate a little bit of time to the group to answer as many questions as I can, relating to fitness, health, uh, lifestyle, recovery, supplements, nutrition, anything at all, anything that I feel or you feel will better your life and just bring you a wee bit closer to that betterment that we're all trying to do. So guys, I'm going to start off here. I see I'm just going to wait for a few more guys to jump in and hopefully get this ball rolling. Um, as you've probably heard from me and the other coaches, that there is no silly question. There's never going to be a silly question. So if you're holding back on things, you're actually doing yourself a disservice. If there's things on your mind and you're not sure about, by all means, come on and ask them, and you're only going to get clarity. That's what the main thing is here. That you get total clarity. Sorry, guys, I'm getting other messages through on the phone. Like I say, I'm just going to wait on John, my buddy. John's the other coach, one of the resident coaches in the group. If you have any questions, guys, get hammering them in there, and I will start answering them best I can. And like I say, if there's things out of my ear, all the coaches have different. They specialize in different things. Like John is our resident nutritionist. Big Matt's coming from a powerlifting sort of background. I'm coming from a natural bodybuilding background, and there's things like that. So if there's anything in there, Chris is a sexy beast. John, you stop hitting on me. Honestly, dude, you gotta stop hitting on me. There's Matt. I give Matt a wee wave. Like I say, while we're waiting on the numbers packing up, I'm just going to go over a few things. We're all in here, and it's called the dad bod transformation. Okay, the four things I find key in transformation, and it's constant throughout the group, and everyone is overlooking. They're looking on the surface level. I keep touching on this, and any guy comes through and asks me, I keep touching on this. The surface level issues are obviously training and nutrition. That's the surface level issues. If there's anything you want to dive deep on, you have to look deep within that. You have to go underneath the surface level to find out what the true cause is to why you're out of shape, to why you're gaining weight, to why you're not losing weight, whatever it might be. And I want to touch on four things that will hopefully will clear that up for you. First thing first, you gotta take deliberate action. I'm looking up here. I've got a whiteboard up here in my office. Here I'm in the office. You gotta take deliberate action. And when I say deliberate action, I did make it. Good man, Matt. Good. When I say deliberate action, you got to step outside your comfort zone and be willing to, go deep on yourself. Take deliberate action. A lot of people make decisions and they sort of eat better and they sort of train a little bit harder. That sort of, that's not going to get the job done. That's going to get you started. It's not going to get the job done. You're going to get pissed off, you're going to get frustrated, and then you're going to pull over all the excuses that start pouring into your head. So take deliberate action. A decision is only a decision once it's followed by direct action, okay? And that's one from Tony Robbins, and I know my good friend John is a fan of Big Tone. I am myself, and I think the dude's awesome. But yeah, you're right, man. John needs to settle down. He's coming on to me big time. Thank God I'm the other side of the small pond. So back to what I'm talking about, guys. Get the questions. Anyone has questions in there, see a couple of coaches in. Guys, even if you want to pop in questions, fire away. Keep it clean, John. And coming to the next point, okay, you have to be willing to take direct action. That's key one. Key two, you have to plan your path. If you do not have a plan, you are going to fail. An airplane does not take off without a destination. A ship does not leave port without another destination. you have to have a plan. These things all have courses that they're going to take, and that's how they arrive at their destination. This is the exact same thing with your transformation. If you do not have a destination, you will not ever arrive. You will never ever arrive. If you do not have a plan, a course, like an action plan, you're not going to get shit done. You're going to get distracted. You're going to get pulled away. You're going to look at this guy over here. It looks great. I'm going to do what he's doing. Oh, that's not working. I'm going to look at this guy over here. Oh, look what he's doing. I'm going to give that a go. Next thing you know, 6 months has been passed and you've gained and lost the same £10. And that's the fact. Hello, David. Yes, good man. Yeah, no questions just yet. I just want to pop down through them. Anyway, coming to the next one. Guys, fire the questions in there and I'll scroll down through the screen and I'll get answering as much as I can. You got to plan your path, okay? If you do not have a plan of action, guess what? You're going to fail. You're going to frustrate yourself. And like I say, you're opening the gates for excuses to come into why it's not working. The third key, accountability. This is probably the base, the backbone of a transformation, is your accountability. If you do not have other support networks, if you do not have someone to hold you accountable, this group is a fantastic avenue for that. Like, I don't know why people don't do it. If it was around for when I was trying to transfer, like, Facebook was just starting and there was no Facebook Live, there was no groups, there was none of this stuff when I started my transformation. But if it had been around, I'd have been jumping all over these things. I'd have been dancing all over, and it would have cut out 3-4 years of my transformation time. Absolutely, it would have. Excuse me, Matt. Are you on the wine by any chance? But as I say, if you do not have accountability, there's three. Like, I think you could use straight off the top of your bat. Is your coach? If you have a coach, he will hold you accountable. All the guys in here, all the coaches in here will hold you accountable. That is what a coach does. You plan your path, and he holds you accountable to that path. That is exactly what you're paying for. You're paying him to get you a result. You don't know how to do it on your own, so you have to pay their specialised, this is what they do. So use your coach. If you're not using them for accountability measures, he's just a buddy. He's just a mate for you. You've paid for a bit of like a plan that you can get off YouTube or, any bodybuilding.com or whatever it be. They're all cookie cutter plans. You got to pay attention to this stuff, guys. And this is why there is coaches in the group. It is a real thing. Use your coach. If you don't have a coach, your spouse. And I'm going to bring that brings me to the next key. My fourth key. You got to use your spouse. You use your partner. Use your wife. Use someone very, very close to you, and someone who's not going to give you and take any bullshit from you. If you're not using that, again, your gym buddy. Find someone in the gym. Shane McGee, I haven't seen you in a lifetime, buddy. You're just home from holiday. If you have a gym buddy, make sure your gym buddy he's not a pushover. What I mean by that is that, I've had gym buddies in the past. I train with my son now, and I know, like, if I say we're going to the gym, we're going to the gym. If he says we're going to the gym, we're going to the gym. If I have to say we have to hit 10 reps, he's making sure I hit 10 reps. This is the sort of thing that you need to hold, okay? My gym buddy is my son. If your gym buddy is your friend that you go for a long time and you're chat away in the corner or doing text on your phone, you got to switch up your gym buddy. Get someone who is going to pull you through. And what I mean by that is, many times as someone said, right, we're going to the gym on Tuesday, and then you get a phone call and say, I can't make the gym, I've got such and such. If it's not a genuine reason, guys, think seriously hard about that. Is that going to hold you back in the long run? Is it going to, it's obviously going to stop you that time, because you don't want to go, you're not going to push yourself hard in the gym. You want an accountability buddy who will friggin' take no shit, take no bullshit from you, not allow you to say any bullshit excuses. If you miss a training session through the week, if you have 4 training sessions through the week and you miss it for whatever reason, one of your kids is sick or whatever reason, he's going to make sure you get there on the weekend. He's going he's going to make sure you get there. You're going to get them workouts finished somehow. It doesn't matter how, but you have to get them done. Coming on to my fourth one, guys, I touched on it there now, and it is get your spouse, your partner on the same playing field. Talk to them, communicate properly to them, tell them the reasons, the deep reasons that why. You can't just say, "Oh, I want to lose 10 pounds." It's just, going to do this for himself. You got to give them the real reasons. Open up and talk to them and tell them the proper reasons that you do not like how you look, you do not like how you feel. You probably are becoming a little bit like conscious of how she views you, how she sees you. She loves you anyway, of course, but if you're not what you once were and you want to change for that reason, tell her. She will praise you for that. I trust me on that. She will praise you for wanting to better your life and look better and your health for her and your children. So guys, that's a massive thing. Accountability is huge. Get your spouse on, get her on the same playing field, and she might even help out cooking your meals. I know a good friend of mine who's just come on there, Shane, I know his partner really supports his transformation, really, like, deep down. She cooks for him and everything. She'll take the kids away for an hour so we can get to the gym, all them types of things. That is what it takes. If you've got someone rubbing against the grain, as in your partner saying, like, this is selfish of you, I don't get that time to myself, you're going to the gym, you're looking after yourself, where's my time? That is where if that is happening, you haven't communicated your message properly to your spouse. And this is paramount, guys. Four key aspects to your transformation. You do not want anyone rubbing against the grain, as in your closest partner, your closest being your partner. Communicate your message properly. You're doing it for you, actually doing it for her and your children, or whatever it be. Get real and make sure you say that stuff. If you don't say that stuff, then again, you're a disservice to yourself. Okay, guys, that covers pretty much what I want to talk to. I want to get a chance for some messages coming in, some questions. Big Shane, he's just messaged me. Right, I'm going to scroll down through these. Hello, John, how are you? I'm going to give you as much of a wave. Chris wants to use me too. Ryan, hello, Ryan, how are you, bud? Matt, I did make it. Matt, are you coming on? Have a word with me? Like I said, buddy, I want to pick your brain about it. I know you're massive into movement, and I want to pick your brain a wee bit, just so we're spilling good value content into the group. And guys, hello Shane, I'm going to wave at you here too. I got in trouble for using lots of guys' spouses. Matt, I think you should come on. I'm just reading this message. You're definitely on the wine. I know that. Get your questions on, guys. Come on, guys. Hit me with some questions. Anything at all. Get the ball rolling. Matt, you fire some out there and get the ball rolling. Like I say, you might ask the question that some guys are afraid to ask. They're sitting, again, if you're holding back on you. Understand that, guys. As I say, like I've probably touched on this before, but I have mentors. I have got out of the comfort zones. They have dragged me out. I have had coaches. I have had people when I was doing my bodybuilding shows and stuff. I had coaches that were calling me out on my bullshit, and it's probably made me what I am today, to be totally honest. Pull them out, Matt. Let's go. Get you on here, big guy. I'm going to try and invite you on. Let me see. No, I can't. Somehow I can't bring them on camera. Big Matt. Why can't I invite you on, Matt? Anyway, guys, just while I'm on it, then I'll just talk you through what me and my son did in the gym. We are training 5 times per week. Okay, we've got 2 upper body, 2 lower body, and then we take us another day where we hit what we feel might be lagging body parts. So today was all unilateral. We were finishing up our workout, And all we did was hit unilateral movements. So that's all single arm, single leg. We focused on upper body. We're trying to get my son, really built up. His legs are huge. His glutes are huge. He squats very deep, squats very, very well. His deadlift is like at 16-year-old, he is deadlifting for 4 reps, 150 kilograms. I have no qualms about or no questions about his strength. It's just, his all over strength is fantastic. But obviously he's taller than me, he'd be close to 6 foot. So we just want to build up. His chest would be a weaker area, and his lats. We have noticed his lats. He can only do like 4 or 5 pull-ups. So we're targeting his back. So Matt, this is probably a good one for you to jump on, bud. So what we're trying to do, we're targeting each side individually. That's what we do as a body target. We were doing unilateral. We were doing single arm pull downs. We were doing single arm chest press. That's one arm out to the side. And we're doing chest press. We're just trying to even out all the inaccuracies or the imbalances and stuff, especially around his chest and his back. His arms are all pretty good. So what we try to do is 2 upper, 2 lower. They're hit very hard. I've got a great tapered program. We're following a great taper program at the minute that I've designed, and it's fucking killer. Love it. Love it. It's not very training to failure. I'm not big into training to failure. I'm all about leaving reps in reserve, and for that it just keeps injury at bay, and I recover a lot better. Training to failure is great. You can, it is going to stimulate a lot of muscle growth. But for me personally, like, I'm 38 years of age. I used to train to failure. I don't anymore. I want to be able to recover properly so I can train. Like, I'm training 5 days a week. I need to be able to get into the gym every day and train hard, but not to the point where I'm dying and I can't train because my recovery sucks, because I push too hard. So I'm all about reps in reserve, okay? And that is how I progressively overload a lot of clients that I work with. We will set rep ranges, okay? Say 8 to 12 rep ranges. That gives you a cushion of where I want you to, you're going to pick a weight where you can get 8 to 12 reps, okay? You leave 1 in the tank. So if you get 8 and you've got a bit of energy left, you push until you've got 1 left. You can feel that you've only got 1 left in the tank, and you drop down. And that should be happening in between 8 and 12. Obviously, then I'll go to 15 or 10 to 15, or I can go to 6 to 8, all depending on any given day, and it changes each week. So, like I say, that is how we record, and we know that we're progressively getting stronger. My son especially, as I said, he's hitting 150 in the deadlift. That's 150 kilograms. He's 16 years of age. For 4, he's got 4 reps of that, good clean reps. Matt helped us again with his input on deadlift. I took a video and just sent it over. Matt told us what's happening, gave us a bit of direction on that. It was great, thank you. But as I say, these are the things that if you're looking to get stronger, you're looking to grow, you're looking to add mass, you cannot do it unless you're tracking your workouts. It's massive, guys. It is huge. If you're not tracking the weights that you're lifting, and you're not filling out book upon book, or like for me, I use my own app, if you're not filling that out and keeping track, there is no way that you can gauge if you're getting stronger or if you're actually growing. You can use measurements and all the rest, but it's going to be minuscule. We're talking, most guys are going to add 4 pounds of lean, like a push. If you're training very hard and eating very well, at a push, you're going to, at our age, you'll be doing well to add 3 to 4 pounds of lean tissue a year. That's what you're looking at, realistically. Naturally, I'm coming from naturally, obviously. But 3 to 4 pounds on anyone's frame at any given time, and then you're going to look a hell of a different in a photograph. 100%, you're going to look a lot different. So don't be having these high expectations. I think a lot of guys are being unreasonable sometimes with their goals, and they need to cut them down to sometimes really realistic. You have to be realistic with what's going on. 4 pounds of lean tissue, body mass, muscle mass is a push in a year, and that's if you are consistently, progressively overloading the muscle, eating very well in a slight calorie surplus. Obviously, you're going to gain a little body fat with that, but again, if you do it correctly, like Shane, who is a past client of mine, we would have sprinkled little diets in and around his training, and that just kept body fat too. If you felt you're getting a little bit too chubby, too chunky, we sprinkled in an aggressive cut. 6 weeks, and we brought the body fat down. Strength came down a little bit, but again, as soon as we started training, that just reset, and we went again over and over, and we did that for, I think it was long over a year. And the mass that Shane has put on, I'm very happy with it, and I'm sure he is too. Again, he threw in a photograph that his wife took, and like the size, it's like his missus actually took. She says, like, look at the size of you. A year ago, he wouldn't have been like that. So them's the things that you have to be looking for. Progressively overload, a proper tailored program. Make sure it's tapered. If you're not recovering from your heavy lifting, guys, coming in and train. For me personally, training a muscle group once per week to absolute failure is okay, but think about it this way. If you train your legs 52 times a year or 104 times a year, twice a week, what do you think is going to have more benefit? Think of the volume. Everything comes from volume. So the amount of volume that you've placed on your legs from training twice per week, just shy of failure, or once per week to failure. The volume loads are going to be, you're going to double. You're going to double your volume load. So guess what's going to work best? Definitely training them more frequently. And again, if you're able to recover, me personally, I train legs on a Monday and a Thursday. That just splits my week up. Nice. Perfectly. I'm very well recovered come Monday again. I'm very well recovered come Thursday again. And that's the sort of thing you have to be looking at. If you're serious about this and you want to put on mass, you have to get real with it. Again, fat loss. I could go on here all night. I have my views on it. I'm sure a lot of the other coaches will have their own views on it. And there is no right way or wrong way. There is no exact macros that you should be following. There is no exact amounts of protein that you should be following. Nobody knows these things, and they're all going to be recommendations. I know for me personally, with clients that I'm coaching, I monitor them. I see how they're responding to their macros, and if things need altered, I alter them. If they don't, and things are working, and everything's moving in the right direction, I don't alter them. Why would you change a plan if it's working? So that's another thing. It's patience. That leads me into patience. If people aren't patient, and guys, if you're losing 1 pound of weight per week, that is a good loss. That is a good loss. If you're well into your diet phase and you're like 6 weeks into your diet phase and you're still losing 1 pound a week, you're doing great. There's a high chance that is going to be fat. I'm going to say, I've just got a message from John. Yeah. Sorry. I'm going to say, if you're in a deficit, and a lot of guys come and say, well, I'm eating 2,000 calories. I'm going to say, us as humans seriously underestimate how much we eat. And we overestimate how much calorie expenditure we give out. And that is fact. Even when you guys are telling me they track everything, there's a wee bite here, there's a wee lick here, there's a wee grab of something here and there. I'm not saying that's going to push you out of your deficit, but what I'm saying, if you do it continually enough for a 3-4 months time frame, yeah, there's a chance. And people say, there's a chance you're going to push yourself out of deficit. Then also, guys eat 1,500 calories 5 days a week. Come the weekend, they're up into 3,000, 3,500. Strong chance. So rather than looking at a daily count, I eat low calories, and then the weekend I'm a wee bit looser. That's great. That's all good. But if your weekly targets exceed and push you out of a deficit, guess what? Zero VAT loss. It might even push you into a maintenance level. Or if you're not careful, these binges at the weekend or whatever, the less tracking as such, you're a wee bit loose on your tracking on the weekends, they could push you into either maintenance level where no fat loss occurs, or they can actually push you into calorie surplus for the week and weight gain occurs. Excuse me. So, guys, just get real. With the things that you're doing, it all comes down to shoulder shrugs, back day or shoulder day. I don't do them, but the simple reason why, if you want to target your traps, stick to the big movements, wide grip pull-ups, again close grip pull-ups. I like a lot of row variations will target, if you're doing your rows properly, will target your traps. Your traps are a very strong and dense muscle and can take a lot of stress. That's why you probably never feel your traps, DOMs in your traps. Same as your calves. If you can imagine, your calves are very strong and dense muscle. But for traps, I rarely train traps. I would say I have a good set, nothing like Big Matt has, but I would like to, if you can see this. This is, I know it's a bit weird that I have a photograph of me in my office, but that's, guys, like I said, that's my own inspiration. I am my own inspiration, and I do that because every time I walk in the office, I've got a fucking mission. I'm on a mission, okay? But if you can see here, my traps up in the photograph, I don't even think I train traps that often, but what I did is a lot of big back movements, a lot of rows. You hear the saying, you got a row to grow. I do believe that, and it's a little bit of a bro saying, but yeah, variations on your row. I do single arm rows, I do landmine rows, I do barbell rows, I do wide grips, I do pendulum rows, I do a whole host of rows, and for me, that is what's developed my back as a unit. I'm not the widest guy in the world, but I am thick, is what you would call thick. I've got very dense muscle, very mature muscle, very dense. But again, personally speaking, if you are going to train traps and target your traps, Ricky, it's a good question. Thanks, bud. Run the rack again, buddy. They are all just methods, training methods, and if you haven't got the basic principles in place, all your fancy methods aren't going to work, okay? But back to, if you are going to try chest supported traps, shoulder shrugs, that is when you're on a 45-degree bench or in and around 45 degrees, you're holding dumbbells or a barbell or something below, and you're simply pulling back. A lot of guys try to pull their shoulders up into their ears. You're minimal. You're not using a lot of traps there. Whereas if you can go look at me from the side, you go and you pull them back as you're leaning over, you're definitely going to engage a lot of trap movement there. But I say, if you're doing a lot of big row movements for your back, it's going to incorporate a lot of traps. And that's me personally. That's how I've grown them. I haven't targeted my traps. I've just seen my back develop. Does that make sense? Sometimes I'll run the rack, but you're right, they don't need direct work. It's not that they don't need direct work. I just think you use them in a lot of movements in surrounding your back, using your back for pull-ups, wide grip pull-ups. A lot of people think it's lats, biceps. There is a lot of muscles being used. Traps is definitely being incorporated. You're pulling your scapulas together. If you're doing it properly, if you're pulling your scapulas together behind you, your traps are actually holding that, and then your lats activate to pull your arms down. But if you're just swinging around in your pull-ups, I'll try to get a video in tomorrow. I think I've got one with my top off to show this. You have to retract your scapulas behind you, and and then the lats activate the movement. That's you up and down. But to hold your scapulas together, like pushing your chest forward, hold your scapula together, that's your traps holding that. Hard to beat farmers carries for traps. Again, very good movement. Me personally, I would use farmer carries for cardio, believe it or not. And get grip strength as well. I know for my deadlifts and whatever, I would concentrate on farmer carries. Good movement, great movement. Matt Griffiths, people forget that the one of the prime trap function is stability. Correct, just like what I'm saying, Matt. If you're doing a pull up, you have to stabilize. Your scapulas have to get, so therefore you're targeting your lats. Okay, your traps are going to stabilize your scapula behind you. That allows only the lats then to pull you. Yes, there's going to be bicep and secondary involvement in a lot of other muscles, but again, the major muscle groups are going to do the bulk of the work. Your big muscles are going to do the bulk of your lats and your traps. And Matt's correct on that. Guys, any more questions? Fire them out there. I like this. I like talking. If you notice that, I just like to fucking talk. And there's a fly in the office. It's really bothering me, pissing me off. Matt say all stand overhead, some ported overhead. Yep, all the stuff. Throw in some deadlifts as well. Great deadlifts. If you're performing your tips and recovery, perfect. Stephen, awesome. What I'm going to say is low cost recovery. Okay, a lot of guys look to think there's a magical way to recover. Me personally, if I'm going to give advice, I'm going to advise on the low cost. Okay, everything has to work on a budget. Simply, I would look for good sleep, good nutrition, stress management, maybe foam rolling, and if things are still a bit tight, a good stretching routine. For your recovery, you want your muscles loose. If you can imagine your muscles to be like chewing gum. Before you bite that chewing gum, it's hard. It's not really going to move much. But once you start chewing it, it's very stretchy. So again, it would be a good idea for you to stretch, foam roll, but ultimately sleep and stress management and good solid nutrition is going to back. Good protein intake is going to back up a lot of recovery. It's going to help the muscle recover. Don't ever base your workouts on the feeling of DOMs. I get DOMs, but again, if it's too much, like 2-3 days worth of DOMs, unless you're like me personally, I'm training 10 years, I still get DOMs. But for the new guys who, if you start a new program and it's a bit different or whatever, you're going to get DOMs, and that's totally normal. But again, if it stays with you throughout a course of 6, 7, 8 weeks, have a look into your nutrition. And if your sleep is all good, there's definitely things that you need to be addressing outside of nutrition, sleep, foam rolling, or all the other things. Another one's probably a good one is active rest. Get out for walks and things like that. It's just going to loosen everything up. Any other questions? Keep firing them in. Stephen, that was a good question actually. Thanks, bud. I like that. Any questions? Let me see what's going on in here. Sometimes I run the rack. Yeah, run the rack is, like I said, I touched on there, Robert. It's a method, okay? And again, what you're doing is you're actually bringing your muscle to failure and beyond failure. Me personally, I'm not a massive fan of bringing the muscle to failure. I just think it's okay. It's okay. Throw it in now and again. Like I have trained in, but right now I don't because my program is tapered. There is probably 1 week a month where I will go next to one. I'll leave 1 to 0, stroke 0 reps in reserve, and I'll do that once a month. Then come towards the end of the month, me and my guy, Connor, my son, we will do a 1 rep max test, and from there we'll see if we've progressed, which hopefully we are. Well, we will be, and then that bases our numbers for the next cycle coming in for the next month, and that's simply how we operate. Nice, simple, repetitive, boring, mundane fucking things will make the biggest change. There's nothing fancy in anything that I do or anything that I ask any guys to do. Nothing fancy. All basics, and it's just stuff that's been around for years simply because it fucking works. Excuse my French. Any other questions, guys? Big Matt, do you want to add anything to that? Bud, can you even ask to come on with me, come live here? It's going to split the screen. I can't do it from here. Let me see. Request to be in a broadcast, add your viewers in your broadcast. Yeah, I'm going to add Matt. There, Matt, see if that worked, bud. Any luck? He's probably half juiced. Big lad, big guy, friggin'. He's probably had a cow and now he's into his second barrel of red wine. Any other questions, guys? Like I say, fire away. I'm giving up my time. I've been on here coming on 35 minutes. Been great. Great just talking. And like I say, I want to give as much value and much content as we can. John, you have to do it, Chris Murphy. Exactly. John, I'm not too sure what you're referring to, but yes, you have to be real. You know, if you are really truly making to transform, when people say transform, a transformation, this is something that I've seen guys offering transformations. Okay, when you're being offered, or when you see a transformation, someone go, there's a 90-day or 3-month transformation, then you see the same guy 3 months later and he's back to freaking square one. He did not transform. Understand that is not a transformation. You simply died. Guys, don't underestimate the true meaning of a transformation. Transformation is a life altering transformation. You change your life. You don't change how you look for a photo shoot or for whatever it may be, for a photo shoot or just for nothing. Just to push yourself and say, hey, look at me now. And then 3 months later, you're back to being sloppy and crap and feeling shit about yourself. Let me just give you this is, I don't know if you can see that. That is me. That is me before I started transformation. And that is me as well, if you can see. There's a good... That is what you call a transformation, guys. I'm not talking a 90-day thing. That is a 10-year transformation. That is how I live my life. And that is how I'm able to coach and help guys make these transformations, is because simply I've been in the trenches, I've done it, I've made it happen. I'm making it happen with a lot of other guys. And if you're willing to put in the work, it'll happen for you too. But it's not easy. And don't think someone else has a magic potion. Every coach in here is going to come along the same lines that I'm coming on, and that is simply basic, boring, mundane things that repeat every single day. Every single day. And that's how you will transform. I have broken down a lot of guys, including myself, bad behaviours, bad habits, bad things, and what I've done, smash them to pieces and rebuild. So in order to transform, you have to destroy. Me and John spoke about this on our podcast together. In order to transform, you must destroy. And in order to destroy, you can only rebuild. I'll say that again. In order to transform, you must destroy. And once you destroy, you can only rebuild. That is a great saying, and I think we should have that put up somewhere, pinned up. You have to destroy your old life. You have to destroy what you were. You have to be willing to kill that person in order to let the new one grow, the new one come out. And that comes through your behaviours, your habits, your mindset, how you see things, how your outlook on life is, how you train, how you sleep, how you live your life, how you talk, how you think. That is transformation. That is transformation. Not knuckle down for 3 months, eat friggin' broccoli, eat like a rabbit for 3 months and get visible 6-pack abs. That's not transformation. Transformation is, like I say, total transformation. I've transformed my life around. This is what I try to coach people on. And, a lot of people won't be interested or whatever, but again, that's where the hard work comes in. And if you're willing to do that with yourself, yeah, you'll succeed. You'll do great. But there's a lot of work involved. And obviously, if you want to streamline that, get there faster, take one of me and the guys or the coaches or whatever, hit us up. And we will take you through the pitfalls that I've been through, but they've all been through. Right, a few more questions coming in. Good. What is the best way to incorporate cardio with weight training for weight loss while eating a keto diet? Okay. There's so many ways. Okay, cardio is not the cardio is not the key to losing weight. Okay, cardio is a tool that will further enhance your calorie deficit. Okay, good that you brought it up. Me personally, I like to eat a lot of food, so therefore I can expend a lot of energy. Okay, a lot of guys get this wrong. They cut food intake, and me and Matt were just talking about this last week or in a few posts of ours. They cut food intake to the point where they can't fucking perform. Okay, where they can't perform high levels, they can't perform high intensity training, they can't perform these things. So therefore, they're shooting themselves in the foot by cutting their fucking calories because they think that's what they have to do. Sorry guys, I'm going to mute that for a minute. Sorry, just muted things there. Like I say, your cardio is a great tool to use. Okay, it's not essential to losing weight or losing fat. What is essential is a calorie deficit. So if you're following the keto style, protocols, if you're not eating keto in a calorie deficit, you can't lose weight. There's no magic. If you prefer it that way, you can lose a lot of weight fast. When I say weight, correct, you can lose a lot of fat, correct, but there's a strong chance if you can't see yourself doing keto in 6, 9, 12 months time from now, don't do keto. Again, I'm just talking about this transformation. You've got to find a way that you can sustain that weight loss. You can keep that weight loss off. If you can't see yourself doing keto forever, for a long time, don't even bother doing it now. Figure out a way what will suit you. Me personally, I track my calorie intake. That's what works for me. I can see myself doing that for a long time. Doesn't matter. Ultimately, when I want to lose weight, I do get very precise and I start weighing things. When I'm not trying to lose weight or cut up, I'll eat intuitively. I'll know when I'm taking the piss. I'll know when I'm overindulging in fucking stupid food that I shouldn't be eating. So I can pull back on that. That comes through experience. But ultimately, cardio is a tool. It is a tool that you can use to further enhance your calorie deficit. I would incorporate cardio in to a weight program. Where to do it, totally up to yourself. If you can think about it, opposite ends of the days would be the best. Again, recovery. If you're doing it straight after, I wouldn't personally do it before a workout. You're going to leave yourself a little bit fatigued going into the workout. So therefore, afterwards, again, you're going to be fatigued. But if you can bust out a good 15-minute HIIT cardio session, may it be battle ropes, may it be slam balls, may it be a spin bike, doing high intensity intervals, whatever it be, whatever you choose. I would do it after the workout. I hope that answers your questions, but again, it's not essential. It is not essential to losing fat. Okay, calorie deficit is essential. It is the only way that you will lose fat. Okay, had a few guys recommend keto. Have you tried it? Good or bad for strength? Personally speaking, I wouldn't use keto for strength building. You're going to need a lot of variety of nutrients. For strength, you're going to be building strength. Therefore, you're going to need a lot of energy. Primary source of energy is going to be carbohydrates. If you're going to restrict them using keto, strong chance you're not going to get terribly strong, like a progressive overload system for 12, 16 weeks, following with a keto while I'm assuming you're doing keto to lose weight, to lose body fat, which is nothing against. But ultimately, if you're trying to build strength, you're going to need to be eating a lot of calories. If you want to eat a lot of calories in a keto format, by all means, go for it. But it wouldn't be my personal choice. It wouldn't be what I would recommend. You're going to need energy, a lot of it, to build strength. Okay, different when you're trying to cut body fat. Simple as this, guys. You want to put on mass. You want to build. Think this way. This is simple. Two things: building mass. Calorie dense foods. Weight loss, lose fat. Nutrient dense foods. Nutrients, calories. So in other words, if you want to put on mass, get 80% of your diet from good high sources of food, good quality food. The other 20%, however you like. Make sure it's high quality. McDonald's, whatever the hell, as long as you're tolerant to it. Remember, there's no such thing as good or bad food. There's no such thing. Your body doesn't know it's good or bad. It only knows how to metabolize it. That's it. That's all it knows what to do with it. It doesn't know it's from McDonald's. It doesn't know any of that. Okay? Then on the flip side of that, while you're in a calorie deficit, you want to be eating nutrient dense food, so therefore there's a lot of high fiber, a lot of micronutrients, a lot of macronutrients within your diet, within it. And simple reason, you want to make sure they're low in calories but high in nutrients, so therefore you're getting all the essential goodness that you need to maintain your strength, to maintain your muscle, to sleep well, to recover, all the other things that you need. Concentrate hard on that. Okay. Had a few guys recommend target, destroy, rebuild. Love it, John. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's what I mean by a transformation. You have to be willing to kill your old self, to destroy your old life, and rebuild. You can only rebuild once you destroy what you have. Emil and I are going to do a keto podcast very soon. There you are. Who was that guy asked that? Stephen Woods. Yep. What is the best way to incorporate cardio? I've answered that one. Matt's there. I'm not too sure he's there. In and out, here I come. Robin, I'm not too sure what you mean by that, Robert. But any more questions, guys? Anything else that I can help you with? I'm going to crack open a fine bottle of wine very shortly, and I'm going to relax. I've just put an end to my working week. I'll do a little bit tomorrow, a program to do. I need to speak to Emil. I don't know if he's watching or not, but I need to speak to Emil about a program that I'm designing for the group specifically, and it is a progressive overload program. Just as I was talking about building muscle, about building strength. You can actually still use this, because it's tapered, you can still use this program towards fat loss. It's going to be based around hypertrophy and strength, so therefore it will enhance, depending on what your nutrition is. If you're in a calorie deficit, it will help you lose weight. If you're in a calorie surplus, it will help you gain muscle, and that is the beauty of this. So In and Out Burger. Oh, right, okay, yes, I got you now. Right, okay, I've heard of that. Over here we don't have that. Well, as I say, Robert, if you're trying to gain weight, think calories, but you need calories, okay? I'm not saying you to cut back on expenditure, as in training, but you got to be in a surplus. So what that means, if you're training 5 days a week, there's a lot of calorie expenditure going on. You need to make sure that you're out doing it. You're in a positive energy balance. Does that make sense? You need to be in a positive energy balance to ensure muscle growth. Okay, there's going to be a little bit of fat, fat coming on as well, but you got to be sure that you're in a surplus. Train hard, train heavy, and plain and simple, follow progressive overload. Something that's very tapered. Recovery. I could go all day about it, and that's why programming is very important. I touched on it at the top of this live. You gotta plan your path. You plan your path. If you want to do a 3-month growth phase, you gotta plan that, and you have to have that phased out. You have to have it precise. And once you have a plan in action, you're going to follow it. If you're just winging it, you're just following something off YouTube or off bodybuilding.com or whatever it be, chances are, remember, them programs are designed for no one. No one in precise. Bodybuilding.com doesn't care about who follows that program. And that's the truth. It's not unique to you. It's not designed to you. It doesn't follow your lifestyle. It doesn't know anything about it. So, again, not saying not to do it, but there is things that you could be doing better. And that's the idea of even me sitting here doing this. I'm hoping that gives you a bit of clarity on things. Hoping it helps you. The other coaches are here. Then, we're all here just to help, and that's why we're here. We just want to, using all our own experiences, you can cut through and step over the pitfalls that I've been in, I fell into. I'm sure Matt, John, Philip, the other coach, we've all made mistakes, and that's how we were able to guide you away. We can use our experience to guide you away from what a lot of guys in the group are probably doing. Overlooking the simple basic principles to fat loss, muscle gain. And that's ultimately what everybody wants from this group, is the one or the other of that. And so that's pretty much In-N-Out Burger, John. If I'm heading over to the States, John, you're bringing me there, okay? That's if you can see me through that beard of yours. My beard game, Johnny. Okay, Tim, hold on. One more question. Of course, fire them out, buds. Fire them out. I'll give you another... Well, depending how the questions go, I'll give it another 7-8 minutes. And then it's wine time for me. Chill out time with my boys. Going to watch a movie, and probably a Rocky movie, so I can jab in the face of them. Right, one more question. In a calorie deficit, trying to lose fat, yes. Should I be going heavy weight, 6-10 reps, or lighter weight, 12-15 reps? No, feather beard. Thanks, John. There is no magic. A good question, Tim. There is no magic. Again, you can incorporate in a lot of other things. Remember what you need to do to incorporate fat loss to occur. You have to create a calorie deficit. Doesn't matter how you do that. Personally, I like guys eating a lot of food and training exceptionally hard. If that makes sense, that's going to, because there's nothing worse training exceptionally hard on a low fucking calorie diet where you can't stick it 3 weeks. You can't do it. You're burnt out. You just can't do it. So the rep ranges, me personally, I would vary. Like I say, I use a lot of tapering in my programming. Simple for recovery. Recovery is the essential part. If you can recover well, get back in the gym, train exceptionally hard, day after day after day for weeks on end, you're gonna win. You're gonna win. Tonic wine for me. Okay, guys. Tim, if there's anything else, fire another wee question. If that helped you there, fire another wee question, and to give you more clarity on that. But ultimately, what you're looking for is to recover well. So whatever you cover well, 6 to 10 reps is a good rep range. But me personally, I would vary it week to week. Again, if you're targeting your muscle group, like my training goes like this: 2 upper body, 2 lower body, none of this push pull crap. 2 upper body, 2 lower body, and a lagging body part, which is pretty much we pick out 3 muscle groups and we train them extra, and that's hopefully bringing them on. And that's the idea of training lagging body parts for the frequency, and that's what's going to make the changes. So, Tim, I hope that answers you. Just to be sure, there is no precise and no great way to be doing that. Me personally, I'd vary it so your muscle doesn't adapt to one way of training. Go the whole way through. No problem, Tim. That's what I'm here for, bud. Like I say, there's so many ways. Guys are going to feel more comfortable in higher rep ranges. I know guys in the lower rep ranges are more comfortable in there, and that's totally fine. But it's definitely individualized. If you can do it, do it. If you can't and it's a struggle, change it. You want to be able to sustain your training. You want to be able to recover well. You want to be able to do that day in, day out for weeks and months, and that is how you will obtain fat loss. There's no magic. There is no magic to it. Okay, Stephen, yes, no problem, dude. Any questions, anything at all? Guys, I'm going to finish this one up. I'm sure you're sick of hearing me by now, and I don't think anyone's going to play this back. But if there's anything in there you think that might benefit someone in the group, tag them in it. If you know where it is, which minute it is, tag them in the minute so they can just go straight to that minute and find out what I've been talking about. Hopefully it helps them, shines a bit of perspective on things. Guys, as I say, I have to speak to a mate. I hopefully have a bit of a really good structured plan for the group to come along. It's progressive overload. Everything that I've talked about, you want to make sure that you're progressing. If it doesn't have a structure, if it doesn't have a plan, remember your training has to have a purpose. If your training doesn't have a purpose, you're exercising. Simple. Train your body. All these Olympic athletes, all these top guys, they train. They don't exercise. All the guys that we look up to, the aspiring, athletes, they train. Everything they do has a purpose, has a meaning, has a start, has a real reason for why they should be doing it. It's training. That's what you're training your body to change. You're training. Exercise is exercise. But if you train, understand the difference. Training, exercise. Me, anyone who works with me will be training. No exercise. No exercise. You're training. You're training your body to change. This will be in the rant section on the YouTube channel very soon. No problem, John. Give me something to rant about, John. Give me something to rant about, and I'm going to sign off. I wish I had a glass or two of wine in me now, and I would have ranted about it. But give me something to rant about, bud, and I'll give you 2-3 minutes of good content for YouTube. Guys, anything you want me to rant about? Like anything. I'm from Ireland. Okay, let me rant about anything. Matt's from England. Anyone who knows Ireland know the history behind Northern Ireland, especially where I'm from. Anyone who knows the history behind that. I'm not going to rant on that, just to be sure, okay? John, give me something to rant about. Guys, fire something in. I'll give us a laugh for a Friday night to finish the week off. Try my best anyway. Anything can go. I'm hoping John is typing something. Fear the beard. Oh, I thought you said feather the beard, John. Any more questions, guys? Anything at all? Anything that I can help you with? Again, I'm going to come on Monday and do the Monday motivation. It's going to be a slow burner, that one. But the thing is that once you get motivated for the week coming ahead, if you're held accountable. So what I'm going to ask guys to do, tell me 2 things that they're going to do before the end of the week, and that we will hold you accountable. And by you making that commitment to the group, to yourself, to the group, there's a high chance you're going to succeed in the many goals that you're setting up. Any questions? I'm going to shoot off. My wine is calling me. John, anything to rant about before I go? No? What about your beard? Do you want me to rant about a beard? Anything? Anything? No? Right, lads, guys, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. I've really enjoyed doing this. Like I say, I'm going to try to devote a little bit more time to the group, give out good value, good content, and hopefully help. If this has helped one guy, this live has helped one guy in the group, then my job here is done. I've succeeded, and that's what I'm all about. My mission is to help people. You know, I want to make dads great. Simple as that. I want to make dads great again. As I said in my podcast with John. Thanks for the live. No worries, John. You're welcome. Like I said in my podcast with John, that I think we're in balance when it comes to terms of women and mothers getting help with all their weight loss, fat loss. Mainly fat loss for women, but with us guys, there's not a terrible lot. And this group, I believe, can be one of the biggest in the world. And I'm truly humbled and honoured to be a resident coach of such a great group. But guys, I can only help if you reach out. I can only help you reach out. I can't stand over 16,000 people in the group and pick them out and say, hey, you need help, you need help, everybody needs help, I need help. We all need help, and that's what this group is about, a brotherhood. And let's all pull together and make dads great. As simple as that. Love you guys. I'll see you all again very soon. I'll hopefully do these again, and we have a round table between all the coaches coming up, and that is going to be, do not miss that. Do not miss that. That is going to be invaluable for highly qualified coaches pouring out like invaluable content. I just wish it was around for when I was doing. That's all I'm saying. I wish it was around for when I was transforming. Nothing like this was happening. But as I say, if we're the ones to change that and change the future of that, so be it. Okay, right, guys. Love yous and leave yous. Enjoy the weekend. I'm going to have a nice glass or two, maybe a bottle of red wine, fine red wine, and I'm going to chill out. Okay, guys. Enjoy. Love doing this, and take care. Be strong.